After all these years, has Overwatch 2 finally found its footing? This past year for Overwatch 2 has been some of the most content we have ever gotten in Overwatch in such a short period of time. I mean, these last 6 months, I think we've gotten more content for Overwatch 2 than we have since 2022 to 2024, or whenever Overwatch 2 came out. And the launch of the game was pretty rough. I mean, the content was pretty dry. We had a new hero once every other season, which I don't have a problem with. I think that's fine. I think it gives time for metas to form and breathe. Balancing, though, that was a whole other thing. That was a whole other issue going on for those 3 years. But now, this past year, we have a lot of countermeasures to the balancing problem. And we have a lot more new content than we have ever gotten before. And we also have more choice than we have ever had before. We got perks introduced at the beginning of the year, which helps counter maybe some weak aspects of the hero, maybe adds an ability that's stronger, adds onto an ability that also takes away a little bit from an ability. I mean, we have a lot of variety with perks, and it helps some of the weak points in heroes and makes them stronger and better against certain counters also. Then we got hero bans, which you don't like how a character is performing, you don't want a character on your team, you don't want to play against a certain character, you could just ban them. Although this has become a problem with some people and their mains, mostly affecting Sombra. I mean, back when hero bans were first introduced, you could not get into a match with a Sombra. Even though Sombra in herself is not that strong, she was pretty weak. She's just annoying to play against. Like, this was like one of her weakest states, and she's still getting banned every single match. Personally, for me, I've never really been that big of a fan of hero bans, but I am glad it's in the game. It does give it more choice and variety. Why I personally don't like hero bans is because I feel like there should be at least 50 heroes in the game in order for bans to take place, because I feel like in a way it does limit the way you play and who you want to play. I mean, you hop into a match and you just want to play some Cassidy and Cassidy gets banned, well, SOL, you're not playing Cass that match, and maybe not the next match either. They do have the preferred hero features, so you could select what hero you're going to choose so that way your teammates can see it and not choose to ban them, but whether or not your teammates listen to that, it's up in the air. And in the latest update, we got map voting, which was very surprising. I did not really expect Overwatch to ever add something like that, and it's something that more games need to add back. Call of Duty. My problem with map voting is that it's also locked to a game mode in Overwatch 2, and people do not like Flashpoint, they do not like Push, so you're very rarely going to get into those matches, and I like variety. I don't really want to play Escort all the time. I want to play, maybe I do want to play Flashpoint or Push, and it's going to be a lot harder to get into those games. And another negative of all those features is that it slows the game down. You could expect every game now to be 2 minutes longer because you have to vote for the map, and then you have to do the hero bans, and then you can finally load into the match. So that adds about another 2 minutes every match, which is a lot. You're playing 5 matches a day, that's an extra 10 minutes you're just sitting at screens. That is the cost for choice, and I feel like most people are fine with that. I'm neutral on it overall. I feel like the changes for me don't really do anything, but I know for a lot of people these are a lot of features that they've been asking for a while, and we're finally getting them, so it finally feels like we're being listened to. And of course, we got Stadium early this year, whole new game mode, nothing Overwatch has ever seen before. All the heroes feel different. They have a lot more strengths. They can be played differently. Maybe you want to have a more offensive take, a defensive take on a hero, and you could do that. And adding new heroes into Stadium switches up the game completely, like it does, maybe even more so than in the main mode when a new hero is added in the main mode unless they're completely busted. And that's a good thing because it prevents the game from feeling stale and adds more variety, and that's important in gaming these days, is variety, having different things to do. Just like how people always say that, oh, Overwatch peaked in 2018, if Overwatch just stayed like that, it'd be fine, it'd be relevant. No, it wouldn't. You wouldn't be playing the game if it stayed the same, because it would be boring, and that's just the nature of things. If things stay the same, they become boring over time. They'll have like a small dedicated fan base that always plays it, and once it stays on the same patch and nothing really switches up, then people will just leave because there's nothing new to do, and they'll move on to other games that are actually innovating. And I think Marvel Rivals did light a fire under Overwatch's ass. I mean, a lot of these features were in development for years, and they've always been talked about for years, so Marvel Rivals didn't bring on like hero bans, they didn't bring on map voting. They might have expedited the process, but these things were always in the works. You could look at any blog post from years ago, and you'll see like Aaron Keller talking about these things. But like I said, it did expedite a lot of these features, and the competition is ultimately a good thing. I mean, Overwatch was uncontested for years. Marvel Rivals is now here. It's footing power, it's staying power. We'll see how strong that remains, but it is a solid competitor to it, and hopefully these games bring out the best of each other. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about Overwatch. I feel like it finally found its footing again in the gaming space. It's finally being its own thing, finally giving choice back to the players, and I think choice is always a good thing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video.